Hey, my name's Paul Higgins, and I am the Irish Connection. This podcast is about connecting with people from all walks of life and finding out their stories, so that they can connect with you all. Positive connections are contagious. Why don't you find out for yourself by listening along weekly? And you can also make more connections through the stories on our blog. Enjoy.
1,000 welcomes to another episode of the Irish Connection, where today I want to talk about our dream jobs. Now, in my recent podcast with Sean Troke, we talked about his childhood interests and the influences that led him to a career as an independent film director. This got me thinking whether the jobs we're doing today are really so different to what we thought we would be doing when we were children. So I read a study which said that 96% of adults are not in the job they dreamt of as a child. This means only 4% were successful in making their dream job a reality. And I'm wondering, why? In childhood, we're taught to embrace our dreams. The sky's the limit for whatever you want to do in life. Want to be a film star? Go for it. The next Messi or Ronaldo? Why not? When we are small, we have the wildest dreams. We don't limit ourselves. My 8-year-old daughter has informed me that when she grows up, she wants to be a ninja doctor. And you know what? I'm all for it. The thing about dreams when you're young is that you only know what you know. We can only have a limited idea about what's out there. So a lot is shaped by the exposure we have. Probably why today our kids are 3 times more likely to want to be a YouTuber rather than an astronaut. The people around us can have a big impact. Look at the impact that Sean's granddad had upon his future career. And for me, growing up in the 80s, the idea of a podcast host didn't exist. But I did know that I loved to talk. I liked being around different people. Pretty much wanted to be in the face of anything that was going on. So I didn't dream of hosting a podcast. But I did think I could make a good TV presenter though. Given that the stats say only 4% are in their childhood dream job though, I wonder why many of us turn our backs on our childhood ambitions. Is it just that we don't get enough exposure to what is out there? Or whilst it might not be the exact job we envisaged, maybe we do head into a similar field. Or we grow and mature and genuinely move into work that suits us better. Life was pretty simple when we were though. Whatever interested us kept us happy. Whatever didn't interest us, well, we didn't pay attention to them. I wonder if we are happy now as adults. Are we still keeping interested in what we're doing? The study I read also found that people who don't pursue their childhood dreams are twice as likely to be unhappy in their job as those who did pursue those dreams. So it suggests that we may need to consider a change. If we aren't feeling that level of interest anymore, then it's time for a change. I don't think it's ever too late to rethink our career ambitions. And if you want to enjoy doing does not form any aspect of your day-to-day work, then it might be time for that change. But how do we start to implement those changes? I think looking through the eyes of our younger self needs to be the starting point, reflecting on what we really love to do and what made us the happiest. I'm thinking that although we grow and change and mature over the years, the things we loved as children are still a fundamental part of our character and personality. And so tapping into our childhood interests could help us learn more about what career we should be considering as an adult. I wonder how many of us actually spend time on figuring out how to follow our dreams. I'm betting that most of us don't think like that at all. Life has probably gotten in the way of our bigger dreams. It's likely that the realism of the adult world, the mortgage, the family responsibilities, retirement planning, has probably worked the dreams out of us all. We're so busy with our families and our jobs that we don't put our own happiness first. So do we turn our backs on our childhood ambitions when faced with these realities of life as a grown-up? Do we realise that those ambitions were immature or unrealistic? Or is it more than that? I think as we get older, there's a fear and a doubt that creeps in, and we use as an excuse not to make that change. How many of us know what our dream jobs are? Maybe figuring out our dreams is the hardest part of making those changes. After all, once you know what you want to achieve, then you can make a plan, you can set goals, take action. So how do you figure out what your dream job is? I'll go back to what I said about your interests as a child. Those interests would be a great starting point for figuring out our dreams. What better way to spend your time than figuring out how to follow your dreams? Chances are your childhood dreams didn't appear from nowhere. They appealed to you because you enjoyed doing something in particular. And when you think about the activities and the events that were the most interesting and happy for you, then you can use these to help when reconsidering career choices. Our dream jobs may change as we get older and develop, but they usually still resonate with us today because they often reflect on our personality. Is the past present in your career? Or will it be part of our career changes in the future? I think we probably should define what we mean or understand by the term of dream job. Now for me, dream job is one that allows for our dream lifestyle. This is not the same as the best job out there, the most well-paid job, or the jobs with the best benefits. Rather, it's about being clear what your life goals are. And to do this, we need to remove money from the equation. Scary. Are we able to let our passions influence our future? If money were no factor, what would you like to do? I think we should all realise that it is okay to change careers at any point during your working life. If we're going to be working for 50 years, then I think we should acknowledge that we deserve a career that genuinely enjoy. That feeling of being stuck in our career may come at any time, or may never at all. But if we find ourselves working hard at something we don't love, at least most of the time, then this is just a waste of our time and our life. In normal times, it can take a significant amount of courage to delve into the memories of our childhood ambitions, make the leaps of change based on our dreams and our passions. But during this time of pandemic, as millions of people experience redundancy, extended furloughs, or reduced working hours, we might be asking, what is the next step for us? The impact of COVID-19 on the world is that we have been given a new perspective on true loss. We've been pulled from our comfort zones, and many of us are starting to ask the big questions about what matters and what is worth doing. So thinking about our dream job confirms to me that life is supposed to be easy. It's not meant to be difficult. No one wants to live with regrets. And we should always treat our time as absolute valuable commodity. The evidence out there indicates that happiness is indeed a critical precursor to success. Not that there won't be other successful attributes such as commitment and hard work required. But if this is the case, then we should take the time to dream big. take the time to reflect on our childhood ambitions and reflect on what we wanted, where we are now, and where we want to be, and what we want to do next. Thank you for listening. Speak soon.
Hey, my name's Paul Higgins, and I am the Irish Connection. This podcast is about connecting with people from all walks of life and finding out their stories so that they can connect with you all. Positive connections are contagious. Why don't you find out for yourself by listening along weekly? And you can also make more connections through the stories on our blog. Enjoy.